Stop using business rules here. This is where most ServiceNow developers fail. This video explains when not to use business rules in ServiceNow. If the logic is only for the UI, simple mandatory checks, or form validation, business rules are the wrong choice. I will show you the exact scenarios where business rules hurt in performance and what ServiceNow expects you to use instead. Here, avoid business rules in the following situations. Here, UI only logic, user interface or form. If logic is required only on the form, use client script or UI policies because business rules run on the server, not on the client, and slow down the transitions unnecessarily. And simple mandatory and validation rules. For simple mandatory fields and validations, read-only conditions, basic validations, we should use data policies instead of business rules because data policies are lighter, faster, and declarative than the business rules. Then reusable or common logic. If logic must be used in the multiple business rules, scripted REST APIs, schedule jobs, and UI actions, we should use script includes because script includes act as a ready-made code. We can refer the script include code instead of business rules in anywhere. It will reduce the time and code and burden of the system, speed of the system. So best solution is instead of business rules, these situations we should use script includes because business rules should control when not where logic lives. Script include is the best option. In case of heavy processing in user transitions, avoid heavy logics like multiple GlideRecord queries, loops with updates, external API calls. We should async business rules, flow or schedule jobs. In this case, loop conditions will fail. It will block the business rule running. Example is gs.update in the GlideRecord queries. So better to use async business rule or flow or schedule jobs because synchronous business rules are block the user and hurt performance. It will slow down the performance. And for access controls, we should use ACLs. If goal is to restrict the access, read, write permissions, and field level security, we should use ACLs instead of business rules because business rules are not designed for the security mechanisms. It will bypass the ACLs. And display only requirements. If logic is only for showing or hiding fields and display messages, we should use for the client script or UF policies because business rules do not improve UI experience. Only it's because of the client script or UI policies. And workflow or process automation. Nowadays, workflow is completely replaced with the flow designer. For multi-step business process, like that approvals and notifications, state-based flows, we should use flow designer because business rules become complex and unmaintainable. It will slow down the system in these situations. So better option is use flow designer in these cases, notifications and these flows and automation process and high frequency tables. Best example is these are the incidents and tasks and CMDB CA tables. These are the high frequency tables and we should avoid business rules on heavy conditions. Avoid heavy business rules on the incident, task, CMDB and CA. It will slow down the production environment. That's why we use the light business rules on the incident form, task, CMDB and CA to best maintenance of production. So main reason is these tables are high transaction volume, maybe performance risk. It will block the production activities or slow down the production activities. So better to use light code in the incident task or CMDB CA. When logic can be declarative, if requirement may be met using these UI policies, data policies, and flow designer. Let's say example of make a field mandatory. In this requirement, priority must be mandatory when strategy progress. In this case, business source is not required. Data policy is required, just enough. So we should avoid business source in these situations and show or hide a field on the form. In this requirement, show resolution notes only when state is closed. When state is closed from in progress or on hold to closed. In these situations, we don't need of business rules. We should use the UI policies instead of business rules because this is a UI behavior, not database logic. We don't depend on the database. That's it, guys. We can conclude as avoid business rules when the requirement is UI only, simple validations purpose, reusable logic, heavy processing, security control, or process automation. Because business rules are server side. These are the client side or database. These are the client side. So because business rules are server side, heavy and impact performance. These business rules will impact on the heavily production. So it will slow down the production activities. In sometimes blocks the production activities. So we should use alternative business rules based on the requirement. Thank you guys. Wish you all the best.